Hello everyone, I'm Benjamin Contreras and welcome to the Guest Per Cap production show. And today is going to be part 2 of my marathon of Godzilla. And if you remember in the previous episode, we started with the figure of the suit that started it all. So for this video, we're going to be taking a few years more into the future and look at the 1960s version of Godzilla. As you can tell, it is from the Showa series that came out in the 60s. And here is the tag that the figure came with. As you can see, there's a picture of the actual suit. Inside, there's another picture right there. So, yeah, there's not really much else to say about any of the tags that the figures come with. So, let's start off with the detail on this figure. The detail on this figure is very, very accurate to how the suit was in the first series of Godzilla. This one is also by far the most different out of all the suits, and it's by far the most goofy, because this suit came in a time when they tried to make Godzilla more of a hero rather than a villain that's supposed to be threatening, which I could sort of understand, but I'm not a huge fan of the first series of Godzilla. But still, even then, the detail is still really good on this guy. The color scheme, how it's all black rather than it usually being gray. The scales and the textures are still very scratchable like all the others. His spikes look a bit more like a rubbery-ish style, if that makes sense. As you can see, the face is colored in, the huge bulby eyes on here. Basically all the teeth are colored in the mouth, and as you can see, they actually colored the inside of his mouth since it's all pink. All the claws at the end of his hands are all that gray color. Same with his feet as well. There's a bit of paint that sort of like got scratched off on there. But if you could still take good care of this figure, it'll be in pretty good condition. Now, that's it for the detail. Again, it does look very accurate to how it was. Now, the articulation, very similar to this guy, isn't very much. The arms move a full 360, and it is very, very smooth. They can turn very, very fast. And the legs move full 360 as well. And the tail doesn't move, which it doesn't really move on any of the other figures, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, there's basically only four total points of articulation in this figure. It doesn't sound like much, but that's sort of something you have to expect with these kind of figures. And again, for comparison, here is the original 1954 version. As you can tell, both the designs are way, way different. As you can clearly tell, the color scheme is, of course, different on both of them. He's gray and he's pretty much pitch black. These arms are bent differently than these ones, as you can tell. The faces both look very different. His neck right here is actually a whole lot fatter than compared to this one, which is sort of slanted. His head is much bigger than his is. I think the tails are actually almost at the exact same angle. His is actually has more of a rounded end rather than this one that has more of a slanted sort of pointy end. And I also believe the tail is also much fatter on the 60s version. Also, you can tell that these feet are sort of bented and a whole lot fatter. These ones, however, are more straightened, so he still has like a sort of slanted angle, but he does stand up a lot more straight compared to the other ones. So, yeah, there are a whole lot of huge differences between these two. So, all in all, despite the fact that I don't really like the Showa series, that's what the first series was called, I still think that this figure is very well done. The detail in this guy is very similar to how he was in the series. The color scheme is accurate, the articulation, it gets the job done for these type of figures, and in terms of a 5-star rating, I'll give this guy a 3 out of 5. If you're a fan of the Showa series, I recommend you get this figure. If you're a fan of Godzilla in general and want to get all the different designs for him, then I suggest you get this figure. Then again, you probably already did. So, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like the video. If you haven't subscribed to me already, make sure to do that. Follow me on Facebook, and you know, all that good stuff. Comment on how you thought of this figure. And yeah, until then, I'm Benjamin Contreras, and bye.